Hi, I'm Jake Hart.
Hey there, I am Zara Moon, and I'll be guiding you through this deep dive.
Okay, so are you ready to explore some really intriguing ideas from Gregg Braden? His bio and links to his work are in the show notes. But today we're focusing on his presentation about something he calls the divine matrix.
Yeah, this video really got me thinking. It's like Braden took this ancient wisdom and then cutting edge science and blended them into this totally new perspective on reality.
Right, where our thoughts and feelings can actually shape the world around us.
Exactly.
That's what really drew me in too. It's not just some airy-fairy concept.
No.
He uses quantum physics experiments and explores spiritual traditions to weave it all together.
Yeah, what I found fascinating was how Braden defined the divine matrix. He described it as this field of intelligent energy connecting everything in the universe.
So like the internet of the universe, where everything's linked.
That's a great analogy, but it's even more than just a passive connection. Braden suggests the divine matrix is an active bridge between our inner world.
Our thoughts and emotions.
Yes, and the outer world, our reality?
Okay, so if our thoughts and emotions can influence this field, then they're actually shaping our reality.
Right.
Now that's where it gets a little mind-bending for me. So is there any evidence to support this, or is it just a philosophical concept?
That's the cool part. Braden brings up some really interesting examples from quantum physics. Have you ever heard of quantum entanglement?
Vaguely. It rings a bell.
Okay.
Something about particles being connected, even when they're miles apart.
Exactly. Imagine two particles, once connected and now separated by vast distances. They remain entangled. So if you change the state of one, like its spin, for example, the other one instantly mirrors that change, no matter how far apart they are.
So they're communicating faster than the speed of light.
Right.
But isn't that supposed to be impossible?
It's one of those phenomena that really challenges our current understanding of physics.
Yeah.
And that's where Braden connects it to the divine matrix. He suggests that if these particles born from the Big Bang can remain interconnected, maybe we're all entangled in a similar way.
Whoa. So we're all connected like a giant web of entangled energy. I'm starting to see where this divine matrix idea is going.
And there's more. He uses another concept from physics, the holographic principle, to support his ideas.
To be honest, I need a refresher on that one. It's been a while since physics class.
Okay, think about a holographic image, like those old school bookmarks.
Uh-huh.
You could cut it into tiny pieces, and each piece would still contain the whole image, just smaller.
Right. I remember those. So how does that relate to us and the universe?
Braden suggests that the holographic principle applies to us and the universe as well. What if each part of the universe contains the blueprint for the whole thing? And what if our thoughts and actions have a ripple effect influencing the entire system?
That's a fascinating idea, but I'm still grappling with it. So does this mean that every thought I have is somehow affecting the entire universe?
It's a mind-boggling concept, isn't it? And Braden takes it even further. He argues that even the language we use plays a powerful role in shaping our reality.
Wait, are you saying the words we speak can actually impact the physical world? How is that even possible?
It sounds far-fetched, I know, but Braden brings up the work of Benjamin Lee Whorf, a linguist who studied the Hopi people. Their language, which focuses on connection and present experience, actually leads them to a different understanding of time than our linear past-present-future model.
So different languages could lead to different perceptions of reality.
Exactly.
That's wild.
Braden also mentions the movie Arrival, which explores this concept beautifully. The film shows how learning a new language can actually change the way we think and even perceive time.
That's a thought-provoking idea. I never considered the power of language in that way.
It really makes you think about the words we choose, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Are we speaking words of connection and peace, or are we contributing to separation and conflict?
That's a great question to consider. And Braden doesn't shy away from pushing the boundaries even further. He delves into this mind-bending idea of consciousness and the possibility that our universe might be a computer simulation. Hold on, a simulation. Are we talking Matrix-level simulation here? Is this where we all start questioning if we're living in a video game?
It might sound like science fiction, but some serious scientists are actually proposing this as a possibility.
Wow, that's heavy stuff. Even if it's just a metaphor, it definitely raises some existential questions about the nature of reality.
Exactly. And Braden ties this concept into the idea that our souls or consciousness might exist beyond this physical realm, referencing ancient traditions that speak of our connection to higher dimensions.
So is he suggesting our consciousness isn't limited to our physical bodies, that it might continue after death?
That's what he seems to be exploring. He suggests that our physical reality might just be one small part of a much larger interconnected reality.
This is a lot to take, and my brain is doing somersaults trying to wrap itself around all of this.
I hear you. Braden really pushes us to expand our awareness and consider possibilities we might have dismissed before. But amidst all these mind-bending concepts, he also emphasizes that we're not powerless in this grand scheme of things.
So what's the point of all this? What are we supposed to do with this information about the divine matrix and simulations and consciousness? Is there a practical application?
That's the million-dollar question. And luckily, Braden offers some answers. He believes we can consciously choose thoughts, feelings, and words that create a more positive reality.
So we're not just at the mercy of fate. We have the power to shape our own reality through our thoughts and feelings.
That's the idea. He suggests focusing on feeling the emotions of our desired outcomes, whether it's healing, peace, or abundance, as if they've already happened.
So instead of wishing for something, I should try to feel as if it's already a reality, like fake it till you make it.
It's more than just positive thinking. Braden calls it living in the feeling of our desired outcomes. He suggests spending time each day visualizing our goals and genuinely feeling the emotions associated with achieving them as if they're already here.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. So it's about aligning our energy with the divine matrix and becoming a magnet for our desires.
Exactly. And Braden actually shares some powerful stories from people who claim to have done just that. One that really stood out to me was about a young man named Joey.
Tell me more. What happened to Joey?
So Joey had this rebellious streak and decided to question his family's religious traditions, which deeply offended his father.
Oh, I can imagine that caused some tension. Family dynamics and faith can be a tricky combination.
For sure. It definitely didn't go over well. Joey's father was so upset that he told his son that he was no longer his son if he continued down this path of questioning their beliefs.
Wow, that's intense. It sounds like Joey was really caught between his desire for personal truth and his loyalty to his family.
Absolutely, he was. But despite all of this, Joey felt compelled to explore the world and find his own answers.
Yeah.
So he left home and embarked on this spiritual quest, immersing himself in different traditions.
So he set off on a journey of self-discovery, searching for something beyond the beliefs he was raised with. That's a brave move.
It really was. And tragically, while he was away, he received news that his father had passed away.
Oh no, that's heartbreaking. I bet he felt so torn grieving his father while also dealing with the weight of their unresolved conflict.
He did. When he returned home for the funeral, he learned from his father's friends and neighbors that his father had actually come to terms with Joey's decision before he died. He was incredibly proud of his son's courage to question their beliefs and seek his own path.
That's beautiful. A bittersweet reconciliation, even if it happened after his father's passing. It shows how perspectives can shift and hearts can soften even when we least expect it.
Exactly. And to reconnect with his heritage and honor his father, Joey decided to embark on a traditional pilgrimage to the Western Wall in Jerusalem.
The Wailing Wall, where people leave those little notes with prayers tucked between the stones. I've always found that tradition so moving, a tangible expression of hope and faith.
That's the one. Joey had written a prayer asking his father for forgiveness for the pain he had caused and was searching for the perfect spot to leave it.
So he's at the wall, ready to leave his heartfelt prayer. What happened next? I have a feeling this is where the divine matrix comes into play.
Well, as he was about to place his prayer in a crevice between the stones, another prayer fell out, landing right at his feet.
Whoa, that gives me chills. Talk about a sign from the universe. It's like the wall was speaking back to him.
Right. And it gets even more incredible. As Joey picked up the fallen prayer, he realized it was in his father's handwriting. It was a prayer his father had written before his death, asking God for forgiveness for disowning his son and expressing how proud he was of him.
No way. That's unbelievable. Like a message from beyond the grave. The timing, the connection. It's just too perfect to be a coincidence.
It really is. And for Braden, this story illustrates the power of the divine matrix to connect us beyond time and space, beyond the limitations of our physical reality.
So even though Joey's father was physically gone, there was still a connection, a communication happening through this field of energy. It's like their hearts were still entangled even after death.
Exactly. And for me, this story raises all sorts of questions about the nature of consciousness, the possibility of an afterlife, and the interconnectedness of everything.
My mind is officially blown. I need a moment to process all of this.
I hear you. It's a lot to unpack, but I think that's the beauty of exploring these ideas. It challenges us to open our minds to possibilities we might have never considered before.
It definitely makes you question what we think we know about reality, that's for sure. So if we entertain this idea of the divine matrix, even for a moment, what does it mean for us, for our listeners? What are we supposed to do with this information?
That's the key question, isn't it? And luckily, Braden doesn't just leave us hanging with these mind-blowing concepts. He offers some practical tools for tapping into the power of the divine matrix in our own lives.
Okay, I'm all ears. I need something to ground me after all that colic talk. What are these practical tools?
He talks about this idea called coherent heart-based emotion. He believes it's the key to unlocking the power of the divine matrix.
So we're not just talking about positive thinking here, but actually feeling those positive emotions in our hearts. Is that what he means by coherent?
Exactly. Braden suggests that the heart is actually the strongest generator of electromagnetic energy in the body, even more powerful than the brain.
Wait, really? I always thought of the brain as the control center, the powerhouse of thought and emotion. But you're saying the heart plays an even bigger role.
That's what Braden's research suggests. He even cites studies that show the heart's electromagnetic field is something like 5,000 times stronger than the brain's.
5,000 times. That's incredible. So when we generate strong positive emotions in our hearts, we're sending out this powerful signal into the divine matrix, and that can influence our reality.
That's the idea. It's about aligning our energy with what we want to create with the outcomes we desire.
So it's more than just wishing or hoping. It's about cultivating a deep feeling, an embodied knowing that what we desire is already on its way.
Braden calls it living in the feeling of our desired outcomes. He suggests spending time each day visualizing our goals and really feeling the emotions associated with them as if they've already come to pass.
So we're creating a vibrational match for what we want to attract into our lives. It's like that saying, what you focus on expands.
Exactly. And Braden believes that by consciously generating these heart-based emotions, we can become a magnet for our desire, aligning ourselves with the creative power of the divine matrix.
This is starting to make sense. So we're not just passive receivers in this grand cosmic play. We actually have a role to play in shaping our reality through our thoughts, feelings, and intentions. Okay, so we've explored some pretty profound concepts in this deep dive. The divine matrix, quantum entanglement, the power of language, and even the possibility of our universe being a simulation. Where do we go from here? What's the takeaway for our listeners?
I think the biggest takeaway is that sense of empowerment that Braden offers. He's not just presenting these mind-boggling ideas and leaving us hanging. Like, what does it all mean?
Yeah.
He gives us practical tools for applying these concepts to our own lives.
Right. He doesn't want us to get lost in the theoretical weeds. He wants us to take action to become conscious creators of our reality.
Exactly. He reminds us that we're not powerless victims in this grand cosmic play.
Right.
We actually have the ability to choose how we experience reality, how we respond to challenges, and how we contribute to the world around us.
It's about recognizing that we have more agency than we often realize.
Yes.
Our thoughts, feelings, and actions have a ripple effect impacting not only our own lives, but the lives of those around us.
And, he's not suggesting that we should deny the darkness or pretend that everything's perfect.
Right.
It's about acknowledging the duality of life, the light and the shadow.
Yeah.
And choosing to focus on the light.
It's like that saying, what you focus on expands. If we're constantly dwelling on negativity, fear, and limitation, we're more likely to attract those things into our lives.
Right.
But if we choose to focus on love, connection, and possibility,
Yes.
then we create a vibrational match for those experiences.
And that shift in focus, that choice to align ourselves with the positive, that's what Braden calls tapping into the power of the divine matrix. It's about recognizing that we're not separate from this field of intelligent energy, but rather an integral part of it.
So instead of feeling like we're constantly battling against the current, we can learn to work with the flow of the universe,
Yes.
aligning our intentions with the creative force that flows through all things.
And that's where the practical tools come in. Braden suggests practices like heart-centered meditation, visualization, and gratitude as ways to cultivate a more coherent energy field, both within ourselves and in the world around us.
He talks about the importance of living in the feeling of our desired outcomes, of embodying the emotions associated with our goals as if they've already manifested.
Right. It's about creating a vibrational match for what we want to attract into our lives. And it's not about denying the present moment or pretending that we're already where we want to be.
Right.
It's about holding the intention, the feeling, the knowing that we're moving towards our goals and aligning our energy with that vision.
And it's about recognizing that this is a process, a journey.
Yes.
There will be ups and downs, challenges and setbacks. But if we can stay committed to choosing love over fear, connection over separation, and possibility over limitation, we can create a ripple effect that extends far beyond ourselves.
And I think that's a beautiful and hopeful message to leave our listeners with. We have more power than we realize to shape our reality and contribute to creating a more loving and harmonious world.
Yeah.
We all starts with that internal shift, that choice to align ourselves with the good, the beautiful, and the true.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the divine matrix. We've explored some pretty mind-bending concepts,
We have.
but ultimately it's a message of empowerment and possibility. We are all connected, we have the power to choose, and we can make a difference.
And remember, the journey doesn't end here. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep choosing love. Until next time, when your hearts be filled with wonder and your lives be filled with purpose.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Mystic Podcast Cruise. If you enjoyed today's story, give this video a thumbs up and share it with others who love uncovering life's mysteries. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Your support helps us continue bringing you captivating stories about the unknown, the mystical, and the extraordinary. Until next time, stay curious, stay open, and keep cruising through the mysteries of life with us here on Mystic Podcast Cruise.